Welcome to the Unshielded podcast, where we explore the importance of rational privacy through the application of data protection and zero-knowledge technology. All right, welcome to the Unshielded podcast, and we're live in London at the Midnight Summit.
Hello.
I'm here with Lauren and Samson from our developer relations team. We're really excited to have you here today.
Excited to be here.
Yes, we're in day 2 where we've had a kickoff to our hackathon. We've had a lot of key privacy thought leaders, blockchain founders come in and kind of talk to us about where we're at with privacy and blockchain in the industry right now. Today is a really good partner and developer workshop day. We're really excited and to talk to you a little bit of what you've been working on, as well as how the developer relations and developer community is evolving here at Midnight. So thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Cool. So why don't we first, many folks maybe have seen your face on a couple of pieces of content. Samson's a little bit newer. Lauren's been here for a little bit longer. But if you can,
yes. Oh my
talk
gosh.
a little bit about kind of how you've been here. So
it's wild.
Yeah.
I realized today I looked at the calendar. Today's my 1 year
1 year anniversary.
Oh, wow. At midnight. Isn't that wild?
I know.
To tweet.
Yes.
I can't believe it. I feel really, it's what a year it's been.
I think you and I are the same about it. I'm coming up on 2 years at the end of this week.
Congratulations.
So they threw a beautiful party for us just to welcome us.
I know. Thank you. My birthday, my anniversary. It's been such a fun celebration.
Right? It's been so amazing.
No, it was a very overwhelming kind of start of the year joining, and it was what a growth it's been. This community has evolved so dramatically so. And thinking back to the hackathons that we were running, the Battleship hackathon, or I'm sorry, Sea Battle.
Sea Battle, yes. Copyright infringement.
Thank you. It was a successful hackathon, but very, very few participants, right? And we knew the first names of all of our community members back then, and a loyal bunch, and they're still here with us today, which is incredible. And I love them all dearly. And pretty much they're all here at this event, which is amazing. But now to see the community that's here, I feel so proud and so happy that it's evolved to what it is now. It's
a culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, not only from Midnight Foundation team, Shield Technologies team, but even, again, like you said, the developers that have been here since day one, since private testnet to our testnet that we have today. And as we're talking about going to mainnet, I think it shows that they see the promise, they see the opportunity, and they're really excited about what they can do.
They have grit. Like they wanted to be here when it's hard to build on this, right? Like they stuck it through it while the faucet's been down, the environment's down. They're building when it's hard, and they want to be here helping shape the environment, the ecosystem, and really be a part of changing it and shaping the roadmap, giving the feedback. Our team is I would say the mouthpiece for the developers. We are the ones that go to the developers at Shielded and say, this is what people are upset about. This is what the developers are angry. They're screaming about in the Discord or at hackathons. Please make sure that they are heard. Get this prioritized. And we end up being the ones that are really annoying to the developers, and they get really frustrated with us. And that's our job, to be the squeaky wheels that they end up hating. Not hating to see our faces, but just end up
But that's the commitment. That's what you
job.
asked.
That's the beauty of DevRel. I think the thing about DevRel is why we represent, we talk about developers. We discuss about how cool Midnight is. I think the cool thing is we also have to represent the community internally, right? So if that means we have to bug everybody to get TX really well,
Yeah, the advocacy piece, right? Where I think Stev calls us the chief
annoyance officer of some sort.
Something like that. We just it's the joy of then getting to go out into the ecosystem and telling everyone about Midnight too, right? That we get to get up on stage and tell everyone. This is an exciting announcement too. As of end of today, Midnight is open sourced.
And that's amazing. Yeah.
That we get to make this announcement.
Yeah.
that is, and it's a huge accomplishment for Shielded. It's huge. It's incredible. Big milestone. And something we can all feel really proud to be a part of too. It's a big journey. I've never been a part of a company going from closed to open, and now to build in the open. It's incredible. It's important.
And then I think again, you kind of talked about we're in the midst of a testnet, but I think what we're advocating for here at the Midnight Summit is giving a vision of what's coming, understanding that we have a roadmap of how we're getting to a federated and then decentralized mainnet. What are some of the considerations? I know as far as like those that are already participating as developers have come to you with pitfalls, pain points of what they would like to see, how they're programming, how the language is evolving, things like that. But what are the things that you're hearing about that now have come to fruition, like you mentioned open source, but that folks should be thinking about as they get to mainnet, as we're getting to like the next couple of years here?
So we'll actually be talking about this in a bit in the hackathon room. So we have I think it's a product marketing team is going to do a demo of this, is the preview network as well as the pre-prod network that is going to be debuted essentially in the next few weeks, that developers can make the decision for themselves to which one they want to be building on. One is a bit more progressive in that it's a bit more unstable, but will have more features and that they can play with, and that is pre-prod. So one will have more features and be unstable, and one will be stable and allow them to kind of guaranteeably know that they can rely on the features to be true. And so the developer can make their choice essentially. And I really like that, empowering the developer to decide, right? And then when we get to mainnet, same thing. They will still have those environments as well. So that then it will be 3 that they can choose between.
So I'm sure it's something like if they want to experiment, they want to see what potential future scoped elements and features might be available.
Exactly.
They have something more dynamic that they can work through. But if they're like, no, I feel like this is where I want this dApp to be, I want to test it in what could be as close as environment to current environment, then that
I can
you
be
have
more
that as well.
conservative.
So,
Exactly. And so
perfect. Okay.
exactly. And so we'll have to decide for hackathons, which ones do we want to run it on? Or we could even let them decide. Each one will have to navigate, but it'll be fun. It'll be really an interesting evolution of it as it goes.
And then as the community has grown, like you said, I think even since you joined, I think you probably were able to a year ago easily understand by first name who all the individuals were in our our developers within our ecosystem. But now we've grown so much. We have partner developers, we have independent developers. What are the things you've seen evolve that you're excited to say, like, okay, we're going to grow this program now as we welcome and onboard new participants, and hopefully this is just a precipice with coming into the night distribution and coming into night being listed and coming into federated mainnet. Now we have all these programs, we have these things that you can be welcomed with this onboarding program to say these types of resources, these types of environments, this community is here to welcome you. What are the things that they should expect?
Yeah. I mean, developer relations is all about community programs.
Yeah.
We're top of funnel, right? So we want to be welcoming to developers when they discover Midnight. We want to have opportunities for them to learn about Midnight, onboard. So we have the Developer Academy, of course. And so we have just found a partner that we're going to white label and move that away from the docs. Right now, it's just kind of a wall of text. And so we want it to be more engaging, interactive, project-based learning, video, IDE, so that you can be coding within it.
Certifications?
A certification, NFTs.
Yeah.
We're really excited about that. More to come there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell them about our ambassador program?
Sure. Yeah. So we've been testing. So again, I'm new into the role. So one of the cool things that I was excited was hearing that we want to do an ambassador program called the Elite. So we started, looking around the ecosystem, which is great. Looking for people that have been talking about us, building on Midnight. And then we picked really cool people. It's been fun. And today we're going to be debuting them to the rest of the world. We're about 16 people, different part of the world, from LATAM down to Asia. In fact, I actually have one elite person that lives in the same city as me in Abuja. So I'm obviously going to be meeting him for the first time next week. So I think the good thing about being an ambassador is the fact that you are just an extension to the DevRel team. You're the people that the community would trust. You're someone that, the authenticity of like community building is really great because you can go in and build, but also educate people. And the interesting thing too is if you're just curious about like how you want to be more, some developers typically don't really have great, social skills, right? So it's like one of the ways to like, okay, I know how to build, but I want to go to a conference and talk about these things. Or I want to go to a hackathon like today and help mentor, or I want to do stuff that would make me, be in touch with the community. And I think that's the most critical thing about, any DevRel teams, like making sure that you get to the point where your community people are helping each other, right? I think that's one of the most successful, key metrics, when we're talking about DevRel. And I think just from working with them for a couple of weeks, keeping all the things on the NDA and also keeping things private has been cool. And of course, we have this really cool thing, which is something I learned joining, where we gamify the process. And we're using a platform called Zilly. It's just like the community quest that everyone knows already. And I think the cool thing there is, one of the hardest things about being an ambassador is you often get confused of where you want to start from. So we already have a pre-loaded quest that you can do. So basically, if you go speak at an event, you get a point. If you go build a dApp, you get a point. If you write a technical article, you get a point. And I think the cool thing there is, sometimes, especially in DevRel, you easily lose track of the amazing work you've done. But of course, with the questing system that we have, you can always go back and say, okay, I spent more time building, I spent more time, talking, and you kind of like reevaluate one of the things you want to do. And then for the DevRel team, I think it kind of help us to kind of see how we can help them progress. And I think that's really one of the cool things about the Elite. In case you're interested in trying to apply, if you go to the zilly.com/CW/midnight network, you want to have up to 1,000 points to be eligible to apply. Once you click 1,000 points, I'm going to be the guy that's going to look at this quest and say, oh, you're really cool. I want to see what you're doing.
It validates it, that you're active, that you're engaged in the ecosystem, that you're building on Midnight. All of our quests are pretty technical, and that's pretty unique to us. That a lot of folks use Zilly for growth hacking as kind of a marketing strategy, but it can be. And we are using ours to, it's have you built a dApp on Midnight, or have you deployed a contract? You get points within Zilly. And so it's for us, we can really see, oh wow, we know that you're active in the ecosystem. And so then when someone hits 1,000 points, we know already that
that's a lot.
Yeah, that tells us that you are incredibly engaged. Yeah. So that is easy for us to say, oh yeah, you should be in this program no matter what. Like, of course. And then as you said, we have 10 countries already represented in the program. Yeah. And it's in stealth mode, if you will, as you mentioned, kind of getting everyone prepared to be debuted today. Yeah. It's fun that we're having this podcast recording today, that we're doing the announcement. Yeah. Just because we wanted to get everyone kind of like aware of what this program is going to become, helping them start thinking about what their activations are going to be. Mm-hmm. And even maybe it's been a month since we accepted them into the program, and then now this announcement, we've been thinking, okay, what are your first events going to be? Yes. Whether it's some folks are writing articles, creating videos, and they've already written their content and they're about to publish. Yeah. So everyone's like about to hit publish, right? And then the other folks that are doing the events, those are happening right after the summit. Yeah. So we have some hackathons that are happening quite literally next week in India, and across the globe. And it's just it's going to be so fun. It's almost going to we're hitting a light switch, and it's going to activate. And I love this idea of, all right, we have a very small DevRel team. It's 6 of us, and all of a sudden it's just, we're going to light up like a Christmas tree. Right. And scaling across the world is hard to do, but I think we're doing it organically, and I think in a real true way. Yeah. And hopefully the goal is that they will find, we can't be experts everywhere, right? I cannot know how to activate an ecosystem in Brazil, but Eric can, right? And so hopefully he will be able to leverage his community there and bring in 100 developers, and then those 100 developers. This is when I become the MLM woman, right? And this is when I sound like that person that's like becoming a pyramid scheme. But I really do hope that is how we are able to kind of grow in time, and then we look back another year from now, and this is how that developer army has really taken over.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
That's amazing. And I think, again, you brought up you're announcing and presenting the elite team here at the hackathon. So maybe let's do a quick little deep dive. Like, how's the hackathon been going? What are the things that you're expecting here for, for presentations of the projects here in the next day or two? And then maybe give the folks kind of an understanding of like, what's the support for the folks after they get out of this? Because I think to date, this will be our largest hackathon.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what comes out of that. And then maybe kind of talk about what you expect to see once they leave here today and the support they'll get from us.
So much support, first of all. But okay, this hackathon is wild because we've never had one like this before. I would say historically, all of our hacks mostly attract net new builders to Midnight, right? It's people it's a exposure play. It's an awareness. It's, hi, let us introduce Midnight to you. And so we spend a lot of the time onboarding people. We spend the first 24 hours saying, here's how to get started. Here's how to learn about us. Here's how to compile a contract. And so that's kind of hard, as we all know. And instead, these are winners of hackathons who have won the Buenos Aires hackathon, who have won the Dega AI hackathon. And so instead, these are people who are experts and have already, have had success, have had ideas built out. They know their use cases. We announced the tracks multiple weeks ago. So they've already been thinking on their projects already. Many have formed their teams. So I have really high expectations. I'm so excited to see the projects. We have our first knockout round today at 3. So we'll start seeing them roll in pretty soon. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what comes. Some projects that we've been talking to are really sophisticated. It's kind of like the battle of the bands, or a bracket almost, right? It's like the winners against winners of what is going to become for this. And we have excellent judges that we've gotten to participate. Our CTO Seba is a judge, and yeah, it's very high caliber, something we've never done before. So, but the support is. We're launching a brand new program as well. I feel like this is
yeah. No, exactly. This is
such a salesman all of a sudden. Like,
no,
we're launching Build Club. Yeah. Build Club is debuting as well. And the winners of this hackathon, the 6 winners, the prize is, of course, we have monetary prizes, but we've discovered that the best way to prevent pirates of hackathons is to actually invest in these projects, to say that we believe in you and we actually want you to build these projects into proof of concept, but for them to exist in the ecosystem, we want you to be here. We want you to build. This isn't like a flash in the pan, just here, come get some fast cash, right? Mm-hmm. Money's important. Like, I'm not going to say it's not. Like, this is a great opportunity to get some money. Like, I do not want to take that away. But Build Club is a 8-week-long program where we will help these builders genuinely validate their idea. They will meet with experts, have homework, and know that their project is real and investable. I'm not sure that invest worthy.
Investment worthy. Yeah, no. It's definitely investment worthy. So I think, exactly what you're saying. We want to get them to a point where it's not just an idea that is good enough to win a prize. It's an idea that's good enough to evolve, to sustain on our network, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we'll be launching accelerators and incubators, and then they'll be ready to enter into those, right? Like, that's kind of the next stage of it. There's many pathways for these developers, right? But this is a way for us to validate that they are excellent. Mm-hmm. And so that's we want them to stay in our ecosystem. That is the important piece.
And I love that part so much, because I think in my history, both in Web 2 and Web 3, you have these hackathons, you get to a point where, it's a great idea. We like what you presented. It has some sophistication. It has some product market fit. But from there, it sometimes can stop. And
we failed at that in the past, and like letting projects slip.
I think that maybe hackathons as a general, that's just kind of that has been kind of the structure that unless it's a certain organization that does see fruition to the actual product, like maybe they put a larger investment and they see that as part of their portfolio, but you see maybe more of that from like a VC type of. You don't see that from an established, corporate entity. And sometimes you may not see that from a blockchain foundation at times. But I think that's where I really like what you guys have put together to say, not only are we going to have these hackathons, but we're going to have a hackathon that's going to show that if you have a novel idea, you have something that you can really put your energy behind and shows value to the network, we want to support you to help get you as far as you can go to the point where you are contributing with that project.
My goal is that these apps are live by mainnet. I want these projects to exist, to be production level ready and existing at mainnet.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
What a joy.
Yeah. I think we've gotten a good understanding of what's going on. I know you have a lot to work on. You have a lot of projects to review.
Yes.
And mentor all these
hackers are
groups.
hacking.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
gotta
they're
get
still
back to
hacking
them.
right now.
Speaking of which, we actually just announced our content bounty program.
Oh, yeah?
Right. Oh my God.
And that's program. Okay.
Yes. If anyone is listening and wants to participate, we just announced the content bounty. That is, we within our contributor board, any issue is labeled with a bounty.
Yeah.
It is for tutorials or blog posts, videos, anything that would help developers build on Midnight.
Yeah.
Education wise, we want you to help us create that content.
Yeah.
We need it. We need more onboarding. We need more education. We have marked it either low, medium, high, and that's with the range that we would pay out, and we'll support you in the editing, review process, etc. But yeah, we would love to support you in that regard. We need more. We hear from developers all the time that they need more content. So we reach out to you, ask for your help.
I'll bring it to the world. I mean, I love some of the stuff we've seen so far, but folks sharing in their native languages and making sure that
Translation work is
translation is great. So I think it's a great opportunity. Like, great content and make it accessible to everybody wherever they have to be in the world, whatever their interest is. Privacy is an issue that's important to everybody. And those that are able to develop, we want to make sure that they're thinking about how they can do that with Midnight. So thank you for the time today. Appreciate it. We'll get you back to the hackathon.
Such a joy.
Thanks for joining us on Unshielded podcast. I'm sure this won't be the last time you might see Lauren on some of these episodes coming forward with some of our programmers and our partners that are helping with the open source and programming. So
love to spotlight their stories.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Well, awesome. Thanks very much. We'll talk soon.
Cheers, folks. Bye.
All right. If you found this episode valuable, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to follow us on social media for more insights on blockchain, decentralized finance, and the technologies shaping the future of Web3.